fragrance community, RiseFrags34, thank you so much for joining me for another review. Obviously the well-known Gucci Pour Homme, unfortunately discontinued and pretty high priced right now, but if you guys have this in your collection, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And it's a real timepiece in our fragrance world because of Tom Ford being a part of it when Gucci was really going strong. So many from this house, Envy, Rush, obviously Pour Homme, Gucci, just had really nice releases, and now they're kind of far and few, between. But again, I don't want to knock any of the newer Gucci. I haven't really smelled too much Gucci, but I've heard a lot of things where they haven't been producing quite great releases like this one. So Gucci Pour Homme came out to us in 2003. The perfumer is Michael Almeric. Your notes are Artemisia, basil, bergamot, lavender, lemon, petitgrain, ginger, and then you have papyrus wood. Very strong note in this fragrance, of course. For your middle notes, you have geranium, cedar, jasmine, patchouli, pink pepper. You have pimento and sandalwood. A lot of notes in this, guys. Base notes: amber, incense, musk, tonka bean, vanilla, vetiver, and sage. So guys, a lot of great ingredients are in this. What's nice is this is a 2011 bottle. Of course, 2003 might have been darker, maybe richer, things like that. But 2011, I know the FRA, the laws really haven't got into things until about 2000, late 12, I believe, and 13. So you guys find a nice 09, 10, 11 bottle of this stuff, I believe you're going to get a lot of the nice ingredients, that were in it. So you will get some strong herbal kind of that sage in there. The herbal notes is really nice. But then you just get that papyrus wood, cedar. But getting on with first initial spray is you do get this kind of this dry cedar wood. I guess it's that papyrus in there. It's just cedar through and through with this one. But what's nice is the middle notes, you just get this nice creamy kind of sandalwood, and then it kind of just sweetens up. I think I never really heard too many people say like tonka and vanilla in there, but towards really at the dry down, I do get that sweetness, a little bit of tonka vanilla, and the creamy sandalwood in there, and it really comes together really well. People are saying that there's a little bit of pepper in there. I don't get too much maybe a little bit of the pink pepper, but I get some of the herbal notes. Maybe that's the sage or whatever it may be. But guys, towards, like I said, with the dried on, the amber comes through. It's just beautiful. Now, one big player in this is incense, and it doesn't really bring it too smoky, but there is that little bit of that kind of that smoky incense to it, which really is great. If you guys like incense, woody fragrances, this will be right up your alley. So you get a lot of nice incense, you get the just cedar and that papyrus just come together so well. It's just a manly kind of masculine woody fragrance, but it's very wearable, and the way I can, it's very aromatic, and it's light, but I want to say it's kind of dense, but it's airy as well. And guys, it's just because it comes off like it's just a dense, manly fragrance, but it's very airy and very easy to wear as well, and very nice too. Again, you're not going to get crazy compliments off of this one. That's why I'm saying this is more like a timepiece. This is that fragrance collector, and the guy who's really into fragrances who's going to go for this one. You're not going to see this on a top 10 most complimented for 2017 list. It's just not going to be there. But it's a comforting scent to me. If you guys like woody scents, it just works really well. Longevity is tricky with this one because, man, it'll go away after like 3-4 hours, and then 7 hours it's there. It just pops up. And I think a lot of fragrances will do that. Now, again, a lot of times, you really need to understand what's going on in the time of seasons with your nose and things, because if I'm having a bad allergy day, I'm not going to smell too much. So you really need to, when you're testing fragrances and things like that, if you don't do a fragrance justice, if you're going to spray a couple sprays on your hand and you have a bad allergy day where your nose is kind of stuffed up, you're not smelling anything, and you're kind of like, man, it's not really there and I can't really smell, don't judge it by that. Make sure your nostrils are cleaned, not clean, but they're flowing smooth. I know this kind of sounds weird, but I've been running into this. I have bad fall allergies, so a lot of times a fragrance, I'll be at work and I'll be like, what the hell, man, I can't smell anything. And then the next day I'll wear it again and it's like, it's really coming off my skin well. So just kind of be aware of your nose and what's going on with that as well. Some of you may never have any issues at all, but if you're kind of feeling stuffy that day, things like that, don't really judge a fragrance by, you know, longevity and things like that day. But sorry about that little, you know, spiel about that. But getting back with the fragrance itself, I think it's 8, you know, 10 hours strong, a good longevity, but it does get kind of close to the skin, you know, so I mean, people will smell you, but they kind of got to get, you know, really close. Projection, it projects good for about an hour, but then kind of sits close to the skin, but again, the longevity is decent. Times to wear, I think this, you could wear it any time. You know, be a nice nighttime fragrance, during the day, work fragrance, you dressed up, dressed down. It's just a great, you know, like I said, it's just a nice woody, ambery, incense, sandalwood, you know, fragrance. You're gonna get a lot of those in there, but kind of the cedar, papyrus, those are kind of the main players with that incense. And guys, it's just it's really a great fragrance. Again, someone's gonna smell this and be like, what do you mean? You know, I've been smelling crazy great fragrances. This is really nothing. But if you kind of know the fragrance and you know where it came from, you know, you always say that about people, about fragrances, you know, never forget where you came from, you know, and that's kind of like this fragrance. This is, you know, you can really bring out a lot of these strong, heavy hitters from, you know, the early 80s, the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, late 2000s. You know, you're always going to have a place in the fragrance world for these fragrances, and this is kind of just that staple in any fragrance collection for a man. You know, this is just a really great masculine fragrance. And again, I want to say dense but airy. It's a strong kind of manly fragrance, but it has that nice, it's aromatic as well. So, but guys, thank you so much for letting me go nuts here and just yap away. Again, I don't, you know, I don't want to cut anything out. I just want to tell you how I feel about this one, and just a great fragrance. So getting on with the presentation, the boxes always look the same. Hopefully you guys can see. And, you know, again, I know there's probably going to be some fakes out there, which I just can't stand the people who are doing that. It just really, you know, really sucks that people do fakes on all this stuff out there anymore. And, you know, there's a couple great channels out there that will give you the fake versus real and authentic. So thank you guys for doing that as well. I don't have, you know, a lot of the fake one, you know, I don't have any fakes, so it's hard for me to give you guys that information, but always make sure, you know, batch codes are on there. Now, like I said, this one is from 2011. This bottle is it's got to be 3 pounds. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's a weight. But I mean, it's just the glass. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful bottle. Check that out. I mean, even the cap, you would think it's just black, but it's not. It's got that real nice, it's just a different color to it, but very heavy again. They just, you know, it's almost like they just really, and again, I know the perfume houses and everything now are taking a lot of pride in what they do, but these bottles were just something, you know, back in the day too. So sprayer, excellent spray. Just not really excellent, but it's enough. You know, you don't want to go too overboard. I usually go 2 sprays, 3 sprays if I'm feeling pretty crazy. So, but excellent. Like I said, 2011 bottle, and the batch code will be right there, as you can see. Usually nice and bright white batch code. Now again, I don't know, you know, again, this is from 11, so I don't know if you guys have bottles that are from earlier that may be, you know, a little bit stronger. I'm not sure. I didn't do too much reading up on formulations and all that, but this one, it just smells unbelievable. It just has that, yeah, it's just something special, guys. So I really like this one. Again, sorry for the long review, but I just wanted to get all my, you know, I wanted to tell you about everything and just give you my thoughts on it. So Rise Fragrance 34, I can't tell you how much, you know, this means to me that you guys take the time to watch my videos and, you know, give me some ideas. And fragrance groups are really great as well. All you guys, you know, posting scent of the days, and it's just a great place to be, you know, and get your mind off a lot of the everyday stuff and what's maybe going on in your life and stuff. It's a great place to be, and it's a fun topic to talk about. You know, fragrances bring us happiness, and they make us smell great. So, Rise Fragrance 34, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.